So a lot of the YouTubers near or at the top of the game are known to have giant egos. People like Jack Doherty, Logan Paul, Jake Paul. We all know the bunch. And the thing is with them is we usually just hear stories about them, and none of us, or at least most of us, haven't ever really talked to them or actually interacted with them. So we can't really judge their character for ourselves. Well, today I'm going to be telling you about a YouTuber slash Twitch streamer who I've had a few bad negative experiences with that I wanted to share with you guys to bring this guy's toxicity and massive ego to light. I am talking about the YouTuber slash Twitch streamer, Keffrey. So this guy has about 280K subs on YouTube and like 600,000 followers on Twitch. So he's got close to a million followers. Pretty impressive feat. And you would think that he would use that power and influence to, spread positivity and, share some laughs and, all that. But actually, he just uses it to be a massive piece of shit and bully everybody around him. So this situation is going to be centered around the game Marvel Rivals. Now, if you've never heard of Marvel Rivals or never played Marvel Rivals, don't worry. You're not going to need to follow the story. Like I said, the person's ego who I'm talking about is so big, it transcends Marvel Rivals and it transcends gaming in general. So this situation happened between the two of us last night, but before we get to that, I got to tell you guys a little bit of backstory. So I was actually playing a Marvel Rivals ranked game maybe like 4 weeks ago, and there was a guy on my team named Elo Terrorist. Now, if you don't know what Elo means, it's basically just like ranked points or like winning points. So basically, when you win a ranked game, you gain Elo, and when you lose a ranked game, you lose Elo, and whoever has the most Elo is considered like the #1 player. So there's a guy on my team named Elo Terrorist, so he's going to terrorize either my Elo or the opponent's Elo. And that is considered typically to be the name of what we would call a thrower. A thrower is someone who intentionally plays in a way to make you lose, and I was actually right about my assumption about him. So even though I saw his username was Elo Terrorist, I didn't say anything or do anything, because just like how in real life, I'm more of like a speak when spoken to type of person. So I didn't feel like there was any reason to cause beef. For me, I don't want to argue with anyone or cause any issues. So even when someone's playing bad or whatever, I have no intention of saying that, oh, somebody's shit or whatever. Everybody who watches my streams knows that pretty much the only time I ever talk is to ask a question or to make a suggestion. And, I'll get into my fair share of pissing matches with some toxic people, but I will never be the one to initiate it. So anyways, Elo Terrorist is in my game, and he goes for 6 kills and 22 deaths. So you don't have to be a connoisseur in gaming to know that he did not play well at all. And going 6 for 22, that's not having a bad game. That's having a generationally bad game, like almost to the point where you're doing it intentionally, right? However, Marvel Rivals has this great feature, just like Overwatch, where if you're doing bad with a character, you can switch characters at any time. So the team urges him, hey buddy, can you please switch characters at some point? Like you're just dying over and over again and we need you to switch. He refused to get off his character. He was playing Hela. I remember it like it was yesterday. Hela was and still is a great character, but if you're dying 22 times, and it was only like an 8-minute match, you gotta switch, right? Because the respawn timers are what, like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, something like that. So if we do the math for 10 seconds and he died 22 times, this man spent almost like a third of the match spectating. So yeah, anyways, so he was in that game, he threw. This game is still somewhere in my live streams. I just haven't been able to find it because I've been live streaming so much. But basically, we all told the enemy team to report him, and they all agreed. When the enemy team agrees to report you, even they are acknowledging, yeah, this guy probably threw the game on purpose. So anyways, back to Keffrey. So about 3 weeks ago, so about a week after that initial Elo Terrorist incident, he's on my team again, Elo Terrorist. And this time, he's with the guy whose name I've heard of before, named Kephrii, right? So I didn't know who Kephrii was. I knew he was some type of content creator, but I'd never seen or heard his videos, right? But all I'm seeing is Elo Terrorist on my team, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go again, right? So Elo Terrorist picks a healer, right? And the healer he picks is named Mantis. And keep in mind, in Marvel Rivals, there are 3 classes. Vanguards, which are basically the tanks that are supposed to take all the damage for the team. Duelists, which are like the damage dealers that are supposed to deal damage, get kills. And the strategists, which are the healers, right? So it's a team of 6, and typically, right? Obviously, it depends on the situation, but typically you want a 2-2-2 comp for it to be basic and normal. So 2 tanks, 2 healers, 2 DPS. So, anyways, Elo Terrorist picks a healer named Mantis, and in the chat before the match even starts, he tells me and the rest of the team, play around health packs.
So what are health packs? Health packs are those little plus signs that you'll see around the map that give you a little bit of healing when you're in a rough spot and your healers aren't around. So one of our healers, we only got 2 of them, one of our healers before the match is even starting is telling us, hey, you got to go play around health packs, which pretty much is telling us I'm not going to be healing you, even though I'm playing a healer. So he was basically going to pick Mantis and just do damage, and that's what he did, right? Now, that could work if we have 3 healers, right? If he wants to go DPS and do damage, as long as we have 2 other healers, we would be fine. But we didn't. We only had 2 healers counting him, right? So the other healer, who didn't know him, by the way, was forced to solo heal for the 5 of us while he went and tried to do damage. Surprise, surprise, we lost the game, and he was playing what we call a throwing game again. He wasn't playing normally, he didn't try to heal, and he threw the game. And that was the second time I got him on my team where he single-handedly lost our whole team the game, right? So once again, at the end of the game, I say, guys, can we report this guy? Keffrey, out of nowhere, baseball slides in. Keep in mind, Keffrey is actually streaming at this time. And he says, what the fuck are you talking about, Venom? You weren't even in voice chat. So if I was in voice chat, your friend would have healed? What correlation does that have to do with your friend throwing the game? Do you want to, if you want to make the argument that, oh, you know, I was in voice chat, we had better communication, we might have had a better chance of winning? Sure, yeah, we might have had a 1% chance of winning, considering your friend didn't want to actually heal or play the character that he's actually playing normally.
And by the way, I just want to say something to preface this, because I know this is going to come up. I don't think that I'm a good player. Anybody who watches my live streams, and I'm sure some of them will comment on this video, make fun of me because I never give myself credit for anything. I always say I suck. I always say there are better players. There was a time where for like 2 or 3 months, I was, according to multiple websites that you can look up, the #1 ranked Venom in the world. But for me, I don't think that's a big deal. I think that there are better players than me. It just doesn't matter to me. So, and I say that to point out that Keffrey was saying a lot about like me sucking like last night, and he was saying that I was like garbage or whatever. I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother. I don't have an ego like him to where I want to be known as I'm good at the game or whatever. So anyways, Kephrii, you know, has a little bit of a rant at me at that first time about 3 or 4 weeks ago, because I was telling people to report his teammate who was clearly throwing. And the fact that they were queued together shows that Kephrii has no problem when his friend throws. So he essentially took no accountability for the loss. And by the way, Kephrii himself played awfully in that game. He played Magneto, which is one of, if not the strongest tanks in the game at the time, and he went 5 and 9. He got 5 elims and died 9 times. I still remember the game like it was yesterday. And for me, I didn't do great myself. I got like 10 kills, 5 deaths, but it's definitely better than 5 and 9. And the only reason I bring that up is because apparently, according to him and his friend did nothing wrong. The only reason we lost was because I wasn't in voice chat. Makes sense, right? But also, keep in mind with this story, Keffrey seems to have a problem when people aren't in voice chat, right? So let's just keep that in mind. So now, you know, fast forward to last night, which by the way, he wasn't in voice chat himself last night. Fucking hypocrite. Keffrey and I have only ever had one run into each other. You know, it wasn't the most positive experience ever. I was also live streaming at the time, and I will admit I did have like a little good 3-4 minute rant about Keffrey and his streamer ego because his friend was clearly throwing the game and he decided to pin the whole loss on me because I wasn't in voice chat, right? So anyways, fast forward to last night. I'm playing with a dude who I met on Ranked not even like a week ago, maybe. His name is Deddy. Seems like a good kid, good attitude. And we were just playing Ranked, right? I wasn't streaming. We were just chilling, just trying to have a good time, play a ranked game. So we're in a match with Kephrii, right? So Kephrii was playing this character called Scarlet Witch, who is a damage dealer and who has a team up with another character named Doctor Strange, right? So I was playing Doctor Strange just because I like Doctor Strange, and we also have a team up ability that allows her to do more damage, give her more DPS. So here was some of the actual gameplay from the game. I'm playing Doctor Strange, having a good time. And eventually we get to the point where the enemy team actually overwhelms us on the point, and I end up dying with Strange, right? So it happens right over here. So I go for an ult here, not the best ult in the world. And then I accidentally use my portal here in the middle of the fight, right? I completely accidentally did it. It was a very stupid play. And so I die, right? And so I switch to one of my primary characters, or actually my primary character or character overall, which is Venom, because Doctor Strange is slow as shit. And I had just died. If I had stayed on Strange, I would have to walk my ass over that super long gap throughout this whole terrain to get back to that fight, right? Now, by getting off Strange, I do take the team up away from Keffrey temporarily, but I can always go back on Strange later. Venom is way faster than Strange, and I go and swing and try to get back to that fight as soon as possible, right? I'm just trying to help the team out. That's all I'm doing, right? He gets so angry that I swapped off Strange
Then he starts typing at me, and I'm not going to be able to show the chat logs here because the replays don't have it, but I did record some of it on my other channel. But that was the only reason I swapped to Venom. I just wanted to get back to the fight as soon as possible. He accused me of random ass things, stat padding, being a one trick, whatever, but it was literally just so I could get back to the fight faster so I could help the team. Okay, so now let's go over to the actual video that I had uploaded on my second channel recently. So coming up from over here, right? Some of it is cut off. So basically what happened is Keffrey starts having this fucking rant at me for going Venom, making fun of me, saying that, oh, I'm like, you know, throwing the game or whatever. And he types like 6 messages at me straight. I ignore the first 3 because we were literally in the middle of a fight. I'll actually show you the fight that was happening while he was typing. We were in the middle of the fight somewhere over here. And if we go over to Keffrey's character model, you'll notice that he was just sitting there and typing at one point. So right over here. So we're in the middle of the fight. He is sitting here typing insults at me and saying, why do we swap off, blah, blah, blah. And he starts doing it again when he dies in base over here. So he's still typing to me right now, right? Which I guess is fair enough because he's dead. But right over here, while we're still in this fight, look, he's literally just sitting there. They're about to win the game. We're trying to contest. And he's just typing messages at me rapidly. Why would you do that? Why would you swap off Strange? Why are you throwing? Blah, blah, blah. You're doing it in the middle of the round. And look at the fight that's happening right in front of him. You could see he's sitting there typing. And again, I can't show you the chat logs because unfortunately the spectator UI doesn't allow it. And I only started recording after he did this and after he started throwing, right? So he contributed nothing to that fight. We immediately end up losing that point. And he was just typing there the entire time. The proof is literally right in front of your eyes. He's just sitting there. And he's causing us to lose the game because he was mad that I swapped off characters. And again, he thinks I'm being like disingenuous in some sort of way, almost like his streamer ego is so big, he thinks I'm like stream sniping him and trying to piss him off or something, when all I wanted to do was get back to that fight as soon as possible. So then I see that he's having the rant at me, right? And you notice I actually switch back to Doctor Strange. And then he says something along the lines of, nah, eat my ass, don't switch now. Okay, first of all, you're an angry, sweaty gamer. I would go nowhere near your ass, buddy. I don't know what kind of fantasies you have, but what a weird thing to say to another stranger on the internet, right? But second of all, I literally go back to Strange for him so he can have the team up. I do what he asked me to, and now he's still mad. Like, it's gotten to the point where this guy, I think he's like 31 or something, and he's acting like a man-child, a baby. He's throwing the game for the other people because he's mad that I temporarily swapped characters. And this isn't something new. He's apparently done this multiple times to multiple different people. A lot of people have been telling me about this in my comments, and I've actually even seen some videos people have made where he's done the same thing. So somebody swaps some character that he doesn't like, or somebody swaps off a character that he does like, and then he says he's going to throw the game and he's going to make sure that they lose. So now when we go over to here, I just said, I don't know why you're being such a baby and you're being such a man-child, whatever. And, you know, some other people say some personal stuff to him, including my duo, right? So basically, they say something along the lines of like, no wonder you got divorced or whatever, right? Now, I said this in this video that I made, and I will say it again here in this new video. I don't condone any of that personal stuff at all. I never said anything like that to him. I was keeping it purely on the gameplay, right? But that's why I said, don't say y'all, Brainlit, because Deddy, who is my duo, said that to him. And then he said, y'all are cringe. And he's like, what do you mean y'all? Like, don't group me into what he said, right? And I just said, I'm talking about you typing. Like, I was only talking about the fact that you are typing and throwing this game, right? So he switches to fucking Venom. So he just walks in and dies, lets them kill him. He's just throwing the game because he's mad that I switched characters. Keep in mind, man, this guy is a grown man. Like I said, I believe he's 31. So to act like that while you have 1 million followers combined on your 2 social medias, and he's live streaming while doing this too. He's getting this angry at me and he's raging at me just because I swapped characters, right? Like, his streamer ego is fucking unbelievable. And this type of shit is not okay. And this type of shit should not be excused in the gaming community. Don't think that just because you're some big streamer, you can just walk over everybody and everybody just has to, you know, bow to you and do what you say. Like, I don't co-sign what Deddy said to him about his divorce. And this guy actually over here, Spork Badass, said something about his divorce as well, right? Right there. He says, I wonder why your wife left you, right? I don't condone what they said, but I can see why they were pissed off enough to say it. You're mad at me for swapping characters, so you're throwing this ranked game for the other 4 people on the team. What did the other 4 people do to you? And before you bring it up, oh, they mentioned his wife, whatever, he was throwing before. they said anything. They only said something because Keffrey was throwing, right? And so another thing, right? Keffrey is actually queued with somebody in this lobby, somebody named Ashlyn. By the way, if this Ashlyn person just co-signs everything that Keffrey was doing there, then as you can see in front of you, throwing the game for no reason because I swapped characters temporarily, then fuck them as well. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, okay, so you are mad at me and you hate me for some reason, right? Because I swapped characters temporarily, right? So what did your friend do? What about the person that you're queuing with? You're willing to throw their elo away too and ruin their night just to get back at me? Is that how petty you are? Right? So this is why felt like I had to make this video. We already had a first initial bad moment like 3 weeks ago, but I let it go. It was whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal. All he said was, why weren't you in voice chat? Whatever. I'm not a fucking thin-skinned weirdo like this dude, so I can let it go, right? This second time, right? He throws this game for 4 other people other than me. You know, I mean, let's take me out of the equation. For some reason, he just has like this hate boner for me, right? So he throws it for the 4 other people. Then after that, he's on his stream and he goes on a 10-minute rant about how dog shit I am. He pulls up my career stats. He makes fun of me in every way you could. He nitpicks everything. And he just doesn't let it go for another 10 minutes. He's just fucking constantly talking about it.
Is what he believes to be his self-proclaimed best Venom title. I'm gonna go out on a limb and take a guess. I could be way off, but that's the vibe I get.
So again, I just skipped to some random part and he's just immediately lying, right? I never said that I was the best Venom. He's referring to video titles I have where I say I'm the rank 1 Venom, right? Now, according to the prior season stats, that is true, but I'm only referring to the ranking given to me by the website. If you actually watch any of my other streams or any of my streams at all, you would know that I constantly say that I'm bad and there are other people better than me, which I believe. I believe that there are other people that are way better than me. And anytime anyone asks me, are you better than Y Andrew? I give the same answer. I'm like, nah, I'm pretty sure he's better. I say the same thing every time. You don't know shit about me and you're over there on your stream lying about me and saying a bunch of bullshit because what? Because I swapped characters for a little bit? Like, what is wrong with this guy? I don't know why this guy is so butthurt over something so simple.
All of his pride and sense of accomplishment and worth in
He's
this game
projecting.
comes from
He's projecting.
this fucking...
There is no pride or sense of self-worth from me when it comes to this game. I don't care. I do not care. I am just here to play the game and enjoy and have fun. That's why I don't type to anybody unless provoked. That's why I didn't even type to Keffrey. I just let him go at me for like 6 or 7 messages until I said, hey man, just calm your ego down a bit. That's all I said. And then that pissed him off even more. And by the way, the people in the chat, the brain dead sheep that follow this guy, I promise you they're going to try to switch this up and delete some comments after this guy gets exposed, right? But look at some of the people in the bottom right over here. Not going to lie, this guy sounds like a bitch. I guess he's referring to me. So, cool. Don't know anything about me, but I guess I sound like a bitch. Cool, whatever. Why people care so much about stats? Just win the game. How do you know I care about stats? Because this guy is saying I do? He was making the argument to his audience that I only did that because I care about my stats. When in reality, I'm just trying to get back to the fight as soon as possible. Look at this fucking idiot over here. Life Taker 2424. Oh, nice name, fucking edgelord. Pull up his address. Yeah, nice one, man. These are your fucking fans? Yeah, what a bunch of fucking brainless sheep. And for the people who were watching his stream, I did see a few people, they were criticizing Keffrey for throwing that game.
Get hurt.
Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys for actually having a brain and not toe sucking and bootlicking this guy when he just blatantly threw this game for no reason. He was saying things in the chat like, I don't care that I'm throwing the game. I've never felt so validated in my life. I'll pull it up for you guys. I already made a video about it, but I'll pull it up for you guys in this video too. He was like, I never felt so validated in my life to throw this game. That's literally what he said. So he admitted to throwing the game, and then he doubled down on it. Yeah, here you go, right here. I've never felt more validated for my decision than Deddy and Spork bringing up my personal life like they know me. Dude, you fucking were throwing before they even said anything, buddy. Don't try to virtue signal now and say you're only doing this because they brought up your personal life. What a fucking lying piece of shit. He was already throwing before this, and I have the whole recording here to prove it. I thought we had it. We got next round. He's literally throwing because I swapped characters. It's insane. It's insane that a grown adult with the level of following that he does can act like this. And it's just okay. Like nobody has a problem with it. As a content creator, your goal should be to actually just spread positivity and make sure that people know that you're spreading a good message. What is his message to the community? Hey, so basically whenever someone does something you don't like, whenever someone swaps off a character that you want them to stay on, just go ahead and throw the game. No problem. Is that the message that you're giving this community? Is that what you're trying to tell people to do? You're telling people, hey, as long as somebody swaps off a character that you want them to stay on, you can do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, makes sense, right? Great message that you're sending to the community. Very mature way to conduct yourself to a random stranger that you don't even know. Do you want to know how rent-free I am in this guy's head? While I was doing some research for this video, I went on his Twitter because apparently he had accused a bunch of people of cheating in Overwatch or something, and he fucking blocked me on Twitter, which I just find so funny because it doesn't do what you think it does anymore. Like, I can still see all your tweets, right? All it does is make it so I can't follow or message you or engage with your tweets, which again just shows your ego, because on what level, in what world do you think I would want to engage with your tweets or follow you or message you after the way you conduct yourself? Are you stupid? Like, are you genuinely dumb? So yeah, in terms of the rant, he just keeps going in on me, and he just, for like literally 10 minutes after the match, he just keeps going in on me, looking at the stats, making fun of me, and his chat is just a bunch of fucking assholes too, going in on me for nothing. Despite the fact that this guy just threw this game live in front of them, they have no problem with that because they're such bootlickers for him. So this guy, fucking Hayes over here, Elevate saying ban griefing is schizo. How did we ban grief? We banned like Bruce Banner and Human Torch or some shit. Like, what would have to we ban grief? Just elo terrorists in our game for no reason. That game was beyond winnable. Yeah, elo terrorists in the game, not your streamer who just threw it live. Even in a very winnable game. Nah, it was the rest of us, dude. The rest of us, we threw that game. You know why? Because Keffrey's a big streamer, and we just wanna screw him over, right? The one trick pony ego, he says. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the fact that I had an ego as a one trick pony. Do you see what I mean about brain dead sheep? They're literally watching a stream where their streamer is throwing the game, but they have no problem with it. As long as whatever, if their streamer says fucking roll over and play dead, they'll roll over and play dead. Like, that's how it is, man. Venom didn't want to take the easy dub. Yeah, it wasn't your streamer who threw the game. He's not low tier, but Piccolocian is. Motherfucker can't even spell is, but Piccolocian us. Yeah, good one, man. Yeah, your fucking username is accurate. Cringe. Fucking keep bootlicking your streamer while this guy throws games live for you to watch. What a great positive content creator. And shout out to this guy, by the way. He commented on my video too, and he shows a video where Keffrey does the exact same thing to him. Literally the exact same thing. This happened a month ago. So this guy's playing Captain America, who at the time wasn't considered a great character, but still a character that you can very obviously win with. And they have a Magneto anyway, so it's not like they were lacking a main tank. But listen to how Keffrey behaves with this guy.
You know what's wrong with Cap. You don't need me to tell you what's wrong with Cap.
What's wrong with Cap? There's nothing wrong with Cap. What?
You tell me what's wrong with Cap.
Nothing. What?
Oh, okay. About to run Scarlet. There ain't nothing wrong with Scarlet. I just need you not on Cap. Play anything else, dude. Like, I don't want to waste my time.
Oh my god, bro.
Like,
you're such
I
a
don't
meta
wanna
slave.
waste
It's
my
fucking
time.
crazy. You're actually such
I'm not a
meta
meta
slave.
player at all.
Oh
like, what
my
are you on about?
Move on, dog.
Your hero is dog shit.
I'm
Period.
not trying to hear this shit. I'm not trying to hear some two females.
It's almost like I don't have a fucking tank, dog. Like, this is crazy. Take that booty. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna let you drop. I'm gonna let you lose your SR. I'll get a refund back after I avoid you.
I could keep going on and showing you guys clips, but you guys get the idea. This Keffrey guy has the biggest ego out of any other streamer, content creator, or influencer that I've ever interacted with in my entire life. And Keffrey, considering you seeked me out on Twitter just to block me because that's how upset you were from our in-game interaction, I'm sure you're going to find a way to watch this video too. So I know you're watching, so listen to this carefully.
Stop with your gigantic ego. Just because you have a lot of subscribers doesn't mean that you are a big deal. I was saying this when I had 100 subscribers, and I'll say it right now when I have 100,000. And if I ever get lucky enough to get 1,000,000 subs, I'll say the same thing. Subscribers and viewers don't mean shit. We are all human beings. Stop thinking that just because you have 600K on Twitch and 300K on YouTube, that you're better than other people and that your opinion is more important than other people, and then people have to bend to your whim. You are an arrogant, egotistical egomaniac who needs to be humbled. Calm yourself down, stop throwing ranked games, and stop being such a piece of shit human being with the community that you've built. And also to your community who endorses you throwing games and is applauding you for throwing games and trying to make other people's nights worse. Fuck you guys too. You guys are brain dead sheep. Stop following somebody who is such a piece of shit. Get a brain of your own and stop being such edgy teenagers. Grow the fuck up. Let me know what you guys think about the situation in the comments.